An unpleasant, windy, uniform space, which is mostly in shadow, needs no introduction. A uniform space is stretching, an unpleasant advantage of sunlight, mostly in design. Questions are leading you. Drawing out space into roadmaps for road construction of real negatives. Negative space to be curtailed within the development. Detail to be filled within the curtilage. Particular attention to be paid to main approach roads to the city centre. To be paid to men. Others wind their way in their approach to decide whether the city is a suitable citer of plans. The visitor steps in to alter the available form online. The visitor centre is also available online and also bans for the visitor centre. Forgiveness is also available to the dead. Search is also forgivable to the right sort, and planting of fruitful seeds is by wanting in just the season of forestry in particular, in May, offsetting
no food comes there. When it gets to it though, it leaves you underwhelmed. It's a virtual tour, but so dark you see virtual nothingness, a screen, an empty screen. This window is not a good neighbour. It grates and waves. It spins around when you try to clean it, like a crazy mutt. No, this window and me, this screen, we rub each other up the wrong way. You lodge an objection online and can't tell if it ever gets to its destination, or if it's just
stepping down to reflect the valley form. Responsibilities of which sees ministers stepping down to reflect a tally of scoring. Slipped minister of disc, usher her to light mission,
atmosphere that shows me at my best. A flicker to the right, and bingo! No pretense. The floor is held back from the facade to allow the proportions of the arches to read strongly, to read with vigor and intensity, assuming every character, acting out every accent. The edges need roughing out, low and cut into the slope. It's to encourage the encouragement of courage. Exactly that. If it's dark, you at least have an obstacle to overcome, an opportunity, in fact, for wayfinding. It only takes a few minutes to send an email to stop this in its tracks. It only takes a few minutes, and that way we also get to know that you're okay, that in this creepy and unforgiving attraction, you manage to get a sort of a grip, find a tentative footway for your delicious steel toe-cap boots.
It's a mediocre, repeated view, repeated by Camarade tourists, which includes you. My graphic advice: take advantage of sunlight within the design to take it. Take advantage of sunlight to make it anew.
Colinthian!
Hidden!
Dooric!
Iainic!
Meets a
Johnny lately comes snooping. The enclosing parapet is already consented. Snap from open view to framed view, including provision for people with disabilities. But I, Johnny, have my own place-making aims. Join me to see the north edge of Public View Terrace, pushed 0.5 meters to the north. Watch the old town meets.
And it's probably something that Edinburgh needs. But a
Glazed link bridges. You received the first of many efficiency letters. I would very much like for studio space somewhere on the Royal Mile. Through leaved parties sensitive to
somewhere on the Royal Mile. Reject this scheme in order to negotiate
massing and architecture.
The general
I lodge an objection in the strongest possible terms. The applicant has decided a particular relief to withdraw their application for it uses too much glass. Another of their tricks with light. Daylighting, privacy, and sunlight are three lens entities scoping. This window is not a good neighbor. I am disturbed by the ever-increasing no. Reject this scheme in order to negotiate. Edinburgh did not earn its World Heritage status for having lots of glass-fronted buildings where the floor is held back from the facade to allow the proportions of the arches to read strongly. No, it did not. Are there any compelling reasons that the white elephants on brown.
Sadly, it does not.
Sometimes
Sadly, no,
I
it
want
does
to
not.
quit it.
And
The consent is not issued.
Not me.
Sadly, no, it is not. But it feels capricious of my officers to see past the traits of their lightning,
The soft
which is
whistles
solely
of
the
their
responsibility of
their
the
brushes.
sun. A glitter of individuals sticks together, shouting into a tune, lots like trumpeting the wrong way round. Good practice to ensure contemporary artworks match the quality of the past. A little listening occurs to catch signals attenuated abruptly at the blowing end. One thought at once to turn the trumpet, perhaps. Can also be living in isolation.
If prepared to
Surely, no, it is not a half-turn the residents desire, leading to chaotic chewing of plans for a shiny brass daylighting. Regroup and divide constantly, mes braves. Interbreed too for slower pulse. Bicycle on a dynamic object perching between your legs. Your opportunities for wayfinding newly, take them newly. The woman photographing on the footway is in fact only a cipher woman in an architect's pre-construction, framing the view.